You came to our staff meeting in January, and it was absolutely amazing. You had written a poem about our family of advocates. And there was something so powerful that you said while we were all talking that has really stuck with me, that I think is a great introduction to the next poem that Hannah will read. But you said, in telling the story of this important work and in the importance of our children, that we need to share these stories through the people that actually do the work, that serve the children, that in these spaces that nonprofits hold, we need to honor the privacy of the lives of the children and the clients that we serve. And we can't ask them to be on display to tell their own stories. So we tell the story through the advocates that serve them. And I just thought that was so powerful.
Thank you. I truly believe that. So the work that I do in the world, even through poetry, is just storytelling. And something that I'm always aware of is like, whose story is this to tell, right? And oftentimes I am trying to remind people to sort of stand in their own power and speak their story, right? But with children, especially children who are already vulnerable, pushing a camera in front of them to raise money or to like have a news story or whatever does more harm than it does help. Like, can you remember when you were 15 or 12 or even 11, what you would have said? Like, I used to run this open mic night, and there was this young guy, he was like 17, he came every week. And I thought he was a brilliant poet. And after he went to college and he was about 23, he sent me relentless text messages like, please take those videos off of YouTube. No one was looking at them, but he's like, I have grown. I am so different now. You know?
Right,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so what I believe is not that you all are their voice. They have their own voice. But in telling and sharing and speaking your stories, you give light to their experiences. And that just matters so much. Yeah.
I loved that. Will you share your poem with us?
I will. And this is specifically something that was written for all of you who are doing this work every day. And I wrote it from the vantage point of the fact that you have been also doing it during a global pandemic. Some people got a break, right? Like was able to like be at home and have a break. But for a lot of folks, especially folks who work in our community, that was not an option. And so this is not only to honor the work that you are doing, but the work that you have done when the world has really broken open in so many ways. And it's called The Children Will Say. One day, the children will speak your story. They will mark their time, count their moments by the moment in time that you showed up for them. That you showed them what dedication and love and belief in them could feel like. They will speak the stories of the people who held on through their own pain and through worldwide misery and agony to them. Who in the middle of a storm that seems like it might not ever end, remembered them, fought for them, showed up to work for them. They will tell your story, will sing your praises. Through anecdote and allegory, they will paint a picture of your faces, of your actions. They will remind the world that in the midst of catastrophe, you happened. You walked through the doors with arms wide open and said, use me. You said, I am here to do the work that I was born to do with intentionality, with courage, with conviction. I am here to advocate for you. I am here to listen. I will show up on your behalf and I will challenge this system because you are worth it. You are worth going above and beyond for. You are worth going in and through, for I will give of this my talent and resources because I believe in the beauty of you. Because there is promise in our youth, purpose in who you are now and who you are to become. This is how we fight for our future, and this is how I show radical, community-centered love. Yes, they will share your story one day. tell those in their world about the many ways that you showed up. They will speak about the life-changing advocates who did more than their fair share, who were never okay with good enough, who helped to change the trajectory of their lives, who created a space for their humanity to be seen, who worked through often impossible situations and circumstances, who stood beside them in the storm and encouraged them to dream, to believe. And there might be days when you face the end of the day and believe that you didn't do enough to close the gap, to change the world, to inspire others to fight back. That even in your greatest work, when you've given all that you can, your absolute best, life is still complicated and sometimes our communities are still a mess. And there will be days that you have given everything and everything still feels insignificant. Like a tiny step walking the long road towards freedom and healing. But the truth of the matter is, every grand gesture and every little bit of it that you give for the sake of the children, they feel it. They crave it, and they will not forget. The people who never gave up on them when the world was stressed, when hearts were broken, when times were hard. One day they will speak your story with positive recollection and joy and gratitude. They will remind the people that all we really got is each other. They will remind the world of people like you.
We all, I think I can speak for all of my coworkers, have listened to that numerous times, and it provides such healing and such comfort, especially on those days where you feel like you haven't given enough. And so I just want to thank you so much for all of your poems tonight, but for taking such an interest and a love for what we do and for who our children are, and for bringing all of this tonight to share with us.
Thank you for having me. You all are stuck with me now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. We're family.
I love that.